Every year, KFC sells more than 2 billion pieces of chicken across the entire world. Its irresistible flavor, that extra crunchy texture, and that secret touch of its spices make that, once you try it, you become addicted. But have you ever asked yourself how it is really produced? Is what you are eating chicken or an industrial invention full of chemicals? Well then, today we will travel to Kentucky, United States, home to the largest KFC processing plant on the planet. A place where, every day, more than 100,000 chickens are selected, marinated with the legendary secret recipe, and prepared with precision to reach your table. So get ready, because today we are going to discover how the most famous chicken on the planet is massively produced. Let's start! Step number 1. Chicken selection. Process. Everything begins long before the chicken arrives at the fryer. KFC works with more than 1,000 industrial farms in the United States, dedicated exclusively to raising birds under extreme standards of quality and animal welfare. The chickens destined to become those crunchy pieces must have a very specific age, between 6 and 8 weeks, the exact point where the meat is most tender, juicy, and perfect for frying. And although it is hard to believe, no hormones or fattening antibiotics are used. Each bird is fed with a strictly controlled mixture of corn grains and vegetable proteins, which directly influences the color, the texture, and the final flavor. These farms function as true automated centers where temperature, light, and ventilation are digitally controlled 24 hours of the day. There are no cages. The birds grow in spacious areas and without stress, which significantly elevates the quality of the product. When they reach 2 kilograms of weight, the exact moment of sacrifice arrives. Each batch is carefully inspected by specialized veterinarians and technicians who certify their sanitary and physical condition. Only the specimens that pass all the filters proceed to the next level. Once sacrificed, the tons of chicken are transported in refrigerated trucks that conserve their freshness until they reach the processing plant. Each bird travels identified with a traceability code, which allows knowing what farm it comes from, what it ate, and under what conditions it was raised. And thus begins the perfect chain that will turn a simple bird into the most famous fried chicken on the planet. Step number 2. Preparation and cutting phase. When the tons of chicken arrive at the plant, the true industrial transformation begins. The first is a rigorous visual inspection. Specialized technicians check each bird one by one, ensuring they do not show bruises, fractures, or irregularities. Those that do not meet the standards are forthwith discarded, and it is not an exception. Each one of the more than 100,000 chickens processed daily in these factories passes exactly through the same quality filters. After this stage is surpassed, the birds enter automated tunnels, where they are washed thoroughly with jets of pressurized water and disinfectant solutions. The objective is to eliminate any impurity and leave each piece completely clean before the next step, and then commences the cutting. On a perfectly synchronized industrial line, robotic blades and expert operators separate breasts, wings, thighs, and drumsticks with surgical precision. Each cut is millimetrically calculated because it depends on that the breading adheres well, that the cooking is uniform, and that each customer receives exactly the piece they expect. Only when the pieces are clean, separated, and perfectly classified, the chicken is ready to enter the most awaited stage of the entire process. Step number 3. The secret recipe stage. Here is where the chicken starts transforming into what we know as KFC. Each piece is submerged in a liquid mixture based on water, salt, vegetable proteins, and a carefully balanced spiced solution. For more than 12 hours, this solution penetrates up to the last fiber, softening the meat from the inside and leaving the base ready to absorb all the flavor. Once marinated, the most protected step of the entire production arrives, the secret recipe of KFC, a mixture of 11 herbs and spices that has been kept under lock and key for more than 70 years, and that, according to legend, only 2 people in the world know. Although its exact formula remains a mystery, some experts have identified ingredients such as garlic powder, paprika, oregano, thyme, basil, ginger, dry mustard, celery salt, and white pepper. But the most surprising thing is not what it has, but what it does not have. KFC assures that in this mixture, there are no artificial flavorings, nor chemical enhancers, nor additives. All the flavor comes from real spices, ground with precision, and applied under a process as meticulous as it is secret. The famous blend of 11 spices is transformed into a dry batter, which adheres directly to the marinated chicken to create that thick and savory layer. Each operator follows a millimeter sequence: press, turn, shake, repeat. Thus, a thick, uniform, and perfectly compact coating is achieved, which after cooking will turn into that crunchy, golden, and spiced layer that has conquered palates across the entire planet. And there is one detail many brands have tried to imitate without success. KFC uses a double breading, a unique system that adds a second layer of batter to enhance the texture, adherence, and that extra crunchy effect that has made it world famous. Step number 4. Flavor absorption and resting phase. After the marinating and the breading, the chicken is not immediately fried. First, it needs a key step, almost invisible to the customer, but essential to achieve that perfect result. The pieces are placed on perforated stainless steel trays and are left to rest during between 15 and 20 minutes in chambers with strictly controlled temperature and humidity. Although it seems simple, it is a process fundamental to consolidate all the previous. During this brief rest, the breading adheres completely, compacts without getting wet, and acquires a firm consistency that prevents it from peeling off or saturating with oil when fried. But besides the texture, this step enhances the flavor. The marinade finishes penetrating slowly into the meat, and the dry spices of the breading begin to melt with the natural moisture of the chicken, creating that aroma and that very characteristic taste of KFC. Step number 5. Cooking and frying method. Here is where everything is defined. After the marinating, the breading, and the resting, the chicken enters its most critical stage, the crucial pressure cooking. Before submerging itself in oil, each piece passes through a controlled pre-cooking that elevates the internal temperature without affecting the exterior layer. This allows shortening the total frying time, reducing sanitary risks, and guaranteeing a uniform cooking, without importing the size of the piece. But the true secret is in what comes next. The chicken enters sealed industrial pressure fryers, an exclusive KFC system that completely transforms the final result. Inside, the oil reaches 185 degrees Celsius, and the chamber seals itself like an authentic pressure cooker, cooking them for 15 minutes in a closed environment that distributes the heat uniformly across all the pieces. Thanks to this exclusive system, exactly what makes KFC chicken so addictive is achieved: a tender and juicy interior, and a golden, thick, and absolutely crunchy exterior. When the cooking ends, the chicken is placed on perforated trays to drain the leftover oil and is ready to undergo the most demanding test. Step number 6. Strict quality control. The chicken is already cooked, golden, and steaming, but still cannot be served. Before reaching the customer, each piece goes through a final rigorous review. The operators visually inspect each tray, ensuring that the breading is well adhered, uniformly golden, and without imperfections. If any piece presents failures such as a broken breading, uneven cooking, or excess fat, it is immediately withdrawn. But only what is seen does not matter. It is also verified that the internal temperature exceeds 75 degrees Celsius, guaranteeing that each piece is completely cooked and safe for consumption. Once the quality control is surpassed, the pieces are organized according to the preparation type. The wings for the wraps, the breasts for the burgers, and the thighs and drumsticks for the classic family buckets or individual combos. Everything happens in seconds, but under a system so precise and synchronized that it does not allow errors. And as incredible as it seems, only one branch can dispatch more than 2,000 chicken pieces per day, an operation that demands control, speed, and constant perfection. Only after surpassing this extreme control, the chicken obtains the approval to go out into the world. Step number 7. Final customer delivery. After passing through each stage, the most crucial moment arrives for the customer to taste it. Whether in a restaurant, for takeout, or delivery, each order is prepared right at the moment you request it. The chicken, already organized by piece type, comes out hot, crunchy, and at its exact point. The operators select and place it according to the format: wraps, burgers, family buckets, or individual trays, always accompanied by potatoes, sauces, or bread rolls, following the precise standards of the brand in each country. And in case you were wondering, every second more than 400 pieces of KFC chicken are served across the entire world. A brutal figure that can only be maintained with a production chain extremely controlled to the millimeter, where there is no margin for errors. Because the customer does not expect just anything. They expect that crunchy breading, that unmistakable spiced flavor, and that juiciness that distinguishes it from the rest. To finalize, inform us. Did you imagine this entire process? Do you feel calmer after seeing how it is produced? Leave us your answer in the comments. And if you liked this video, do not forget to like it, subscribe, and activate the little bell so you do not miss the next factory tour. Every day, Burger King sells more than 11 million burgers worldwide. From the classic Whopper to more explosive versions with double meat and melted cheese, they all have something in common. They're delicious, addictive, and they're everywhere. But have you ever wondered how they're actually made? Is it true that they are full of chemicals and additives that make us crave them non-stop? Well, today we'll travel to Ohio, USA, home to one of Burger King's largest production plants, where millions of ingredients are processed every hour, ready to be placed on thousands of burgers served across the country. So get ready, because today we're going to discover how one of the planet's most popular burgers is mass-produced. Let's begin. Step 1. The perfect bun. It all starts with one of the most iconic elements of a Burger King burger, its soft golden bun covered in sesame seeds. To create it, operators pour 6 key ingredients into huge industrial mixers: wheat flour, purified water, fresh yeast, sugar, salt, and vegetable oil. These machines knead the ingredients for minutes to create a smooth, elastic dough ready to be transformed into thousands of buns every hour. In fact, a single mixer can produce over 500 kilograms of dough per hour, enough for more than 10,000 buns per shift. When ready, the dough moves to an automatic divider that cuts it into identical portions and rounds them into small balls. Then they enter controlled fermentation chambers where, for 1 hour, the yeast works its magic and the dough rises under perfectly regulated temperature and humidity conditions. Afterward, the fermented portions advance to final molding lines, where precision machines give them their flat, rounded shape. At that moment, they receive a shower of sesame seeds, which stick to the surface and give them that characteristic crunchy touch. Finally, the buns travel through a huge industrial oven at over 200 degrees Celsius until they come out perfectly golden, fluffy on the inside, and with a light crust on the outside. Once cooled, they are packaged, sealed, and stacked in boxes ready to be loaded onto refrigerated trucks. In less than 24 hours, the bun travels from the plant to each restaurant, ready to become the first bite of your burger. Step 2. The flame-grilled meat. If the bun is the base, the meat is the soul of every Burger King burger. It all starts with tons of 100% beef, sourced from certified suppliers who work exclusively for the chain. On their farms, each animal is raised under strict veterinary controls and fed according to specific regulations to ensure tender, juicy, and safe meat. Upon arrival at the plant, each batch undergoes rigorous laboratory analysis. There is no room for error here. A single mistake could compromise customer health and damage the entire brand's image. Once approved, the meat enters refrigerated rooms where enormous automatic blades butcher it in seconds. Then, the selected pieces go to industrial grinders that turn them into fine, uniform ground meat. This meat is mixed in large tanks with salt and natural seasonings, without preservatives or additives, just meat, salt, and spices. And here comes the key question. Is it true that the meat is full of additives and chemicals? The answer is no. Burger King uses exclusively 100% beef with no artificial preservatives or fillers. So you can rest assured, what actually makes it so flavorful isn't some secret formula, but its naturally high combination of fat and salt, which enhances the flavor and stimulates the appetite in an almost addictive way. The meat mixture goes to automatic presses that mold the patties to an exact size, weight, and thickness. Each press produces more than 5,000 units per hour. That's equivalent to over 120,000 burgers a day, a true industrial frenzy. Afterward, the raw patties are instantly frozen at -40 degrees Celsius. This process preserves the juices and prevents the growth of bacteria, maintaining flavor and texture. In a few hours, these burgers will be traveling in refrigerated trucks to thousands of Burger King restaurants, where the magic of the grill will give them their unmistakable taste. Step 3. Melted cheese. A Burger King burger wouldn't be the same without that melted slice of cheddar cheese that melts over the hot meat and enhances every bite. It all begins with the arrival of gigantic blocks of cheddar cheese at the processing plant. This isn't just any cheese. It comes from certified dairy producers who work exclusively for the chain, using high-quality milk without artificial additives. The blocks are stored in refrigerated chambers until it's time to slice them. There, they move to automated slicing lines, where stainless steel blades turn them into thousands of thin slices, identical in weight, size, and thickness. After slicing, a machine stacks each slice with millimeter precision, while optical sensors scan them one by one to detect imperfections, uneven edges, or shape defects. Afterward, the cheese is wrapped in vacuum-sealed packages to preserve its freshness, moisture, and elasticity. Finally, the packages are labeled with the date, batch, and destination, and organized in cold storage rooms ready to be shipped to every Burger King restaurant. The result? A cheese that doesn't just melt. It melts at just the right moment and enhances the flavor of the meat like no other. Step 4. The vegetables. A good burger also needs that fresh touch to balance the intensity of the meat and provide its characteristic crunch. That's where the vegetables come in. Every day, tons of lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and pickles arrive at Burger King's processing plants directly from selected agricultural fields. In the case of lettuce, they don't use just any variety. Burger King works exclusively with iceberg lettuce, famous for its crispy texture, bright green color, and ability to stay fresh even when it comes into contact with hot ingredients. When the vegetables arrive at the plant, the action begins. First, they pass through washing tunnels with high-pressure water jets that remove dirt, impurities, and any residue without damaging their natural texture. Next, they advance to the cutting lines, where high-precision blades, along with skilled operators, slice the tomatoes into perfect rounds, chop the onions into soft and uniform strips, and separate the lettuce leaf by leaf, keeping only the freshest, most consistent parts. Each cut vegetable goes through a strict visual and automated inspection to ensure it meets all of the chain's standards: size, thickness, color, and freshness. Once approved, the vegetables are grouped by type, packaged in a controlled atmosphere, and vacuum-sealed in refrigerated trays ready to be shipped and placed on millions of burgers worldwide. Step 5. Sauces and dressings. The final touch of every Burger King burger isn't in the bun, the meat, or even the cheese. It's in the sauces. Ketchup, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, and other intense, sweet, or spicy flavors turn a regular burger into a true explosion of flavor. It all begins in gigantic mixing tanks located in specialized dressing plants. Here, each type of sauce is produced separately, following exclusive formulas developed by Burger King. Each ingredient is automatically measured and mixed in stainless steel tanks with high-speed agitators, ensuring a perfect emulsion and a smooth texture. Once ready, the sauce passes through industrial filters that remove any lumps or impurities, leaving a smooth, uniform, and ready-to-use product. But not all sauces are prepared the same way. The barbecue sauce, for example, is cooked slowly in industrial ovens, caramelizing the natural sugars to achieve that characteristic smoky, deep flavor. Meanwhile, ketchup is made with selected tomatoes, sugar, vinegar, and spices, which are mixed and pasteurized at high temperatures to ensure preservation without losing intensity. Once finished, all sauces are packaged in airtight bags or industrial bottles and labeled with their batch and production date. They are then stored in refrigerated chambers and distributed directly to the restaurants, where they'll be ready for action during the final assembly. Step 6. Logistics and distribution. Every day, millions of burgers are made at Burger King, and none would be possible without a logistical network that operates with surgical precision. It all starts in gigantic distribution centers, where the buns, meat, cheese, vegetables, and sauces are meticulously organized, scanned, and loaded onto refrigerated trucks. Before dawn, these vehicles travel hundreds of kilometers with a clear mission: to ensure that each restaurant receives its ingredients just in time and in impeccable condition. There is no room for error here. The bread must arrive less than 24 hours after it was baked. The meat cannot thaw even a single degree, and each tray of vegetables must maintain its freshness. Upon arrival, everything is unloaded and stored in cold rooms, under automated temperature controls, batch codes, and full traceability. Thanks to this logistical machinery, each store operates like a miniature factory, ready to serve thousands of burgers a day. And now that everything is in place, it's time to see the most anticipated step of all. Step 7. The final assembly. With all the ingredients ready and stored in the restaurant kitchen, the key moment arrives: assembling the burger. Every time you place your order, the process is activated like a perfectly synchronized chain. The bun is taken out of its packaging and toasted for a few seconds on a hot griddle, making the bottom crispy on the outside but soft on the inside. Meanwhile, the frozen meat goes directly onto the open flame grill, one of Burger King's trademarks. There, the extreme heat sears the surface, locking in the juices and creating that unmistakable smoky flavor. Just before it comes off the grill, a slice of cheddar cheese is placed on the patty and begins to melt instantly. Then comes the assembly. The patty with the melted cheese is placed on the bottom bun, and the vegetables are added in a precise order: crisp lettuce, fresh tomato, onion, pickles, and finally, the sauces. Everything is topped with the bun's crown, still warm and gleaming from the freshly toasted sesame seeds. In less than a minute, you have a freshly made burger in front of you, ready to be served at the counter, handed out at the drive-thru window, or put in a bag for delivery to your home. A single restaurant can serve more than 1,000 burgers a day. And while the process is meticulously controlled, we shouldn't forget one important detail. We're talking about ultra-processed food with high levels of salt, fat, and calories. Delicious, yes, but it should be consumed in moderation. To finish, tell us, did you imagine this whole process? What's your favorite Burger King meal? Leave us your answer in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next factory tour. Every day, McDonald's sells more than 70 million hamburgers around the world. From the classic Big Mac to the legendary Quarter Pounder with melted cheese, they all share something in common. They are so delicious that once you taste it, you cannot stop. But have you ever wondered how they are actually produced? Where do those flavorful and addictive hamburgers come from? Well then, today we will travel to Chicago, United States, home to one of the largest McDonald's production plants on the planet. A place where every day tons of meat, bread, cheese, and vegetables are transformed into millions of hamburgers ready to feed the world. So get ready, because you are about to discover how the most famous hamburgers on the planet are mass-produced. Let's begin. Step number 1. Creation of the bun. Everything begins with one of the most recognizable symbols of McDonald's, its golden spongy bun covered with sesame seeds. To create this delight, the operators pour a precise mixture of ingredients into enormous stainless steel tanks: high-quality wheat flour, purified water, fresh yeast, sugar, salt, and a touch of vegetable oil. The powerful industrial kneaders work for several minutes until obtaining a perfectly homogeneous and elastic dough, ready to produce thousands of buns per hour. In fact, a single kneading line can generate more than 600 kilos of dough every 60 minutes, enough to supply hundreds of restaurants in a single day. When the dough reaches its ideal point, it passes to an automatic divider that cuts and shapes each portion with millimeter precision. Then, it enters fermentation chambers where the yeast acts, doubling the size and achieving that recognizable spongy texture. Afterwards comes the final molding. The portions are gently flattened, they take their rounded shape, and just before baking they receive a uniform shower of sesame seeds, the perfect touch that gives them identity and flavor. Finally, the buns travel through an industrial oven that exceeds 200 degrees Celsius, where they are browned uniformly until they are light, shiny, and with that characteristic sweet aroma of McDonald's. After cooling, they are automatically packaged and sealed, and in less than 12 hours, the bun is already traveling in refrigerated trucks heading to the restaurants, ready to become the first bite of millions of hamburgers. Step number 2. The perfect meat. Meat is the heart of every McDonald's hamburger, that juicy golden layer that we all recognize on the first bite. Everything begins with tons of 100% beef, coming from certified farms and suppliers that work exclusively for the company under strict sanitary and veterinary controls. The cuts chosen, such as the chuck, the shoulder, and the loin, are selected for their balance between fat and protein, the secret of the flavor and texture that make it unique. Upon arrival at the plant, each batch is analyzed to verify that the quality is adequate. Once approved, it passes to the processing zone, where automatic blades separate the cuts and send them to stainless steel grinders that shred and mix tons of meat until obtaining a homogeneous texture and ready to mold. Only then is a small amount of salt and pepper added, nothing more. Without preservatives, nor additives, nor artificial fillers, its flavor comes exclusively from the type of cut, from the natural balance between salt, fat, and muscle, and from the precise cooking that enhances its juiciness. So you can rest assured, contrary to what many people think, McDonald's hamburgers are more natural than they seem. The entire mixture then passes to forming machines that mold thousands of hamburgers per minute, all identical in size and thickness. The pace is colossal. A single production line can manufacture more than 150,000 units in a single day. Afterwards, the raw pieces travel through cryogenic freezing belts, where they are cooled to more than 40 degrees below zero to seal their juices, stop bacteria, and preserve the flavor intact until their arrival at the restaurant. Finally, the hamburgers are automatically packaged and sent in refrigerated trucks to thousands of McDonald's locations, where they will be cooked on steel griddles at high temperature to achieve that irresistible golden brown on the outside and that tender texture on the inside that makes them unmistakable. Step number 3. The melted cheese. A McDonald's hamburger would not be the same without that golden slice that melts over the meat and makes it irresistible. Everything begins with the arrival of large blocks of American-type cheese, made by dairy plants that work exclusively for McDonald's. These producers use pasteurized milk, milk fat, and selected proteins to obtain a perfect cheese for melting and providing that unique touch to each hamburger. Once produced, the enormous cheese blocks head to automated lines where high-precision blades transform them into thousands of identical, thin, and flexible slices. The speed is brutal. A single one of these machines can produce more than 20,000 slices of cheese per hour, all with the same thickness and texture. As they advance along the conveyor belt, an automated system of optical cameras performs a first check where they verify color, thickness, and shine, ensuring that uniform yellow tone that we all recognize. Finally, the slices that pass this review are vacuum sealed to preserve their natural moisture and are chilled to the exact temperature that ensures their perfect melting point. The result is a cheese designed to melt at the exact moment, covering the hamburger with a shiny, soft, and creamy layer that instantly awakens the appetite. Step number 4. The fresh vegetables. If there is one thing that cannot be missing in a McDonald's hamburger, it is that contrast between the juicy meat and the toasted bun, balanced by the perfect freshness of the vegetables. Every day, tons of lettuce, tomato, onion, and pickles arrive from certified farms distributed throughout the continent. McDonald's works with exclusive farmers who produce specific varieties for their kitchen. Iceberg lettuce for its firmness and freshness, premium tomato for its balanced sweetness, and white onion for its mild aroma and crunchy texture. Even the pickles are made under the brand's own formulas, from their cultivation to the final marinating. In the processing plants, the rhythm is impeccable. The vegetables pass through washing tunnels with cold water and ozone, eliminating dirt and bacteria without altering their texture. Then, they advance along automated lines where high-precision blades slice the tomatoes and onions into exact slices, while mechanical arms separate the lettuce leaf by leaf, conserving only the freshest parts. Everything is reviewed in detail. Optical cameras and specialized operators inspect each piece in search of the slightest defect or color change. What does not meet the standards is automatically discarded. Finally, the approved vegetables are packaged in a controlled atmosphere, maintaining their freshness for up to 48 hours. Afterwards, the sealed packages travel in refrigerated trucks to the restaurants, where each leaf, slice, and pickle is placed right at the moment the hamburger is assembled. Step number 5. Sauces and dressings. The final touch of every McDonald's hamburger is not just in the meat or the bun. It is in the sauces. That sweet and sour ketchup, the creamy mayonnaise, or the legendary Big Mac sauce are the true hallmark of the brand. Each one is produced in specialized plants that work exclusively for McDonald's, following secret formulas developed in their flavor laboratories. Enormous stainless steel tanks mix the ingredients with millimeter precision. For the ketchup, tomato concentrate, vinegar, sugar, and spices. For the mayonnaise, vegetable oil, pasteurized egg, and salt. And for the Big Mac, an exact combination of mayonnaise, pickles, mustard, and natural seasonings. Each mixture is agitated at high speed to achieve a creamy and homogeneous texture. Once ready, the sauces are hermetically packaged, labeled with their batch and production date, and stored cold before being sent to the restaurants, where they will complete the characteristic flavor of each delicious hamburger. Step number 6. Logistics and distribution. Every day, millions of McDonald's hamburgers are served in more than 100 countries. And behind that global precision, there is a gigantic logistics network that functions like clockwork. Everything begins in the regional distribution centers, where tons of products arrive from the plants of each ingredient. Each batch is classified and scanned under a system that tracks its origin and destination with total accuracy. The cold chain is never broken, The bun arrives freshly baked, the meat is kept below zero, and the vegetables travel in controlled humidity chambers. Before dawn, the refrigerated trucks depart for the restaurants with routes planned down to the minute. A minimum delay could alter the production of an entire shift. To give you an idea, a single refrigerated truck can transport ingredients for more than 50,000 hamburgers. Upon arrival, everything is unloaded and stored in digitally monitored compartments, where sensors control temperature and stock in real time. Thanks to this precision system, each McDonald's restaurant operates as a small, synchronized factory, capable of serving thousands of fresh hamburgers every day. And now that everything is in place, the most anticipated moment of the entire process arrives. Step number 7, the final assembly. With all the ingredients ready in the restaurant kitchen, the most awaited moment arrives: cooking and assembling the hamburger. Each order activates a perfect choreography that is repeated thousands of times a day around the world. The bun is toasted for exactly 11 seconds, achieving a golden and soft base inside. The meat, still frozen, is placed directly on the double steel griddle, where the extreme heat seals the juices and creates that characteristic golden crust. Before removing it, a slice of American cheese is placed on top, which melts instantly. And right after comes the assembly. The meat, along with the cheese and the vegetables, are added over the toasted bun in a millimeter order: chopped onion, pickles, ketchup, mustard, tomato, and lettuce, according to the recipe of each product. In the case of the Big Mac, an intermediate layer of bun and the legendary special sauce that makes it unmistakable is added. A McDonald's kitchen can prepare a hamburger every 30 seconds during peak hours. And if we expand the view to the global panorama, the data is overwhelming. Around the world, McDonald's serves more than 80 hamburgers every second, a pace so precise that it allows each restaurant to prepare more than 1,000 units a day, with the same flavor and texture in any corner of the planet. But although the process borders on perfection, one must not forget that we are talking about fast food. Delicious, yes, but with high levels of fat, salt, and calories, a pleasure that should be enjoyed in moderation. To finish, tell us, did you imagine all this process? What is your favorite menu? Leave us your answer in the comments. And if you like this video, do not forget to give it a like, subscribe, and activate the bell to accompany us on the next factory tour.